A new college embraces the shift to the remote setup, delivering digital-first education for students ready to learn virtually. The Mapua Malayan Digital College focuses on technology and business, and it begins in the Visayas for the 2022 to 2023 school year. We find out more from Chief Learning Officer Derrick Latreille. Thank you so much for joining us, Derrick. Was this digital-first college born due to the pandemic?
Well, the pandemic helped us. We began to do the research even before the pandemic on how to improve and how to reach a new part of the market. But the pandemic helped open minds to it.
And how has the advancement in technology over the past 2 years, Derrick, changed the learning setup and educational systems today?
The technology has been there for a little while. It's about assembling the right pieces and getting and looking at how to apply that within a Philippines context. You can't do what every other country is doing. You got to look at how to contextualize that technology into the Philippines. So it was really about understanding our market and looking very closely at how they use the internet, their access to the internet, their access to tools and so forth, and making sure that it's an accessible model that's not going to be frustrating.
And is this digital college purely online, or does it also offer a hybrid setup as well?
Right, great question. We call it digital first, and the reason behind that is, if you think back, 100 years ago, how did you go to school? Well, you went to a campus, you sat in a classroom, you listened to a lecture, you took notes, you read books, you wrote, you did tests, and unfortunately, things haven't changed a lot in a lot of cases, right? So in our case, what we're doing is we're going digital first, meaning you'll meet with your professors digitally. That's not a lecture, but it's actually literally a meeting where they're going to be facilitating your projects, problems, and cases. They're going to be mentoring you, coaching you. That's the interaction, and that's done digitally. It's done in small groups. It's done in large groups. It's done individually by just messenger, those kinds of things. You can contact your professor all the time digitally that way. So it's digitally first there. Everything you need to execute your classes, your projects, problems, and cases is on demand. You pull it from our learning content management system. So whether it's videos of professors explaining things, whether it's electronic books, you don't need paper books anymore, all your digital books, demonstrations, guidance, all that stuff is pulled electronically. We have ways for students to engage electronically, but we say digital first because there's a second. And the second thing is we have learning hubs, and you can go into those learning hubs. We're putting the first several in the Ayala malls in Quezon City and Bacolod. You can go in there, you can engage with other students, communicate, cooperate, collaborate. If you need to connect to the internet there, you can do that as well. And so you have a second option to be able to engage face-to-face with other students as well.
And how will that be split up? The online and the face-to-face learning throughout the school year?
Right. So the way to understand that, you've got to understand that we operate with projects, problems, and cases. So each class is a 12-week experience, which is a project, a problem, or a case. You have to solve this case, solve this project, build this thing in 12 weeks, right? That's what every class is. So that's assigned, your professor meets with you, they get you going, and they're facilitating your progress through that project. What that means is you can then go to that learning hub when you want. It's not, there's no assigned time. You can go there when there's not traffic. You can go there on Saturday. You can go there early in the morning, late in the evening, when it works for you. It's optional to your timing. You just coordinate with your fellow students digitally online and meet up with them there.
Why launch first in the Visayas for the 2022-2023 school year? What about Luzon and Mindanao?
Right. Well, we are launching in 2 places at once. It will be in Visayas and Bacolod. We have a learning hub there, but it's also going to be in Quezon City, both. So we're in both places. We are getting a significant amount of interest from Mindanao, and as we expand, we'll put more learning hubs in many more places around the country. But we saw that in our research that we did even before the pandemic, what we saw is that people wanted a better brand that was more affordable near them. So by design, we're really going to far-flung places with this. We're going to emerging places like Bacolod, very exciting emerging economy there. And that's the right place for our model, because what we're bringing is a better brand, more affordable, near the people.
What kinds of courses and programs will you be offering for this school year?
There's business and there's IT courses. In business, there's marketing with an emphasis that's digital. There's business operations with a digital emphasis, HR. In IT, we have software development, network cybersecurity, data analytics. These are all, some of the hottest in demand stuff right now. In fact, it covers about 33% of all current enrollees in the Philippines.
And what about the tuition and the fees? How different will they be from like the top universities, let's say in Bacolod, in Cebu, and here in the Luzon and the Visayas and the Mindanao areas?
Right. Well, what we're doing is we're bringing a better brand to be more affordable near you, right? That is the game plan of this entire thing. So we've rethought college from the ground up in a number of ways, as you can see. And one was just how do we eliminate costs so we can bring the cost of a top level education down. And so with our Pioneer scholarships, we're able to get everyone started at under $60,000 per year for this. And there's not even books on top of that because all the books are digitally delivered.
And are they all 4-year courses?
Yeah, well, 3 years, 1 term, 3 years, 2 terms. That's our programs. Yeah, they all fall in that range. And however, if you've got prior credit with work you've done, we're generous in acknowledging that.
Well, good luck with the launch of the Mapua Malayan Digital College this coming August. Chief Learning Officer Derrick Latreille joining us on The Final Word.